Hello, welcome. Today we are going to be looking at probability. Today we are going to be looking at what? Probability. And what is probability? Probability simply means the likelihood of an event occurring. It simply means what? The likelihood of an event occurring. How sure are you that this thing will happen? If you're coming to this class, on Monday you came, there was a teacher teaching you. On Tuesday you came, there was a teacher. On Wednesday you came, there was a teacher. On Thursday you came, there was a teacher. On Friday you came, there was a teacher. Is that clear? If they now ask you, what is the likelihood that when you go to school today, what is the probability of your meeting a teacher in the class when you go to school on Monday? What will you say? You say that the probability is high, or the probability is 1, because you're certainly sure that a teacher will come, because a teacher have always come, is it? If they ask you what is the probability of a teacher not coming to the class, you say it's not likely that a teacher will not come, that you're expecting a teacher to come. Is that? So probability is actually the measure of the expected outcome all over the total outcome. Is that clear? That's what it is. And probability can be measured from 1 to 0. Can be measured from what? If it is certain that an event will occur, the probability of that event happening is 1. That's the numerical value. Is that clear? And if it is not certain, if that event will not happen at all, the probability is 0. Is that clear? And numerically, for you to calculate probability, you simply say the required outcome. If you're checking for what is the likelihood of a teacher coming to school, you count the number of times in a week that the teacher have come, all over the total number of times that is possible for the teacher to either come or not come. Is that clear? So if the teacher came in every 5 of the 5 days, it's going to be 5 over 5, is it not? Which is 1, and which is that certainly the teacher is going to come. But if the teacher missed 1 day, what is the probability of him coming on the Monday of the other week? It will be 4 over 1, is it not? And the probability of him not coming will be 1 over 4, 1 over 5. Understand? Probability of him coming will be 4 over 5, whereas the probability of him not coming will be 1 over what? 5. Is that clear? So we look at this. Probability is the measure of the likelihood that an event will do what? Occur. It is a measure of the results or outcomes of expectations in numerical what? Form. You understand? We put probability in numerical form of 0 to what? 1. The number to be assigned stands between 0 to what? 1. When the probability is 0, it means that the event will not do what? Happen. While when the probability is 1, it means that the event will certainly what? Happen. So now we look at the first style of probability known as experimental what? Probability. Probability that you count from what you already see, what you can count, what you can measure. Is that clear? From the number of experiments you can try. And this probability is giving us number of required outcomes all over number of possible what? Outcomes. So you look at the question they ask you, what is the one that is required? You put it on top. Is that clear? Then possible outcome, which is the total, you put it below. You understand? When you divide, you get your probability. Is that clear? So look at this question. Out of 500 mangoes, what's the total mangoes? 500. So you can say that all the possible outcome is what? 500. That will be down. Is that clear? Out of 500 mangoes, it is found that from experience that 25 will be bad. That how many will be bad? So if somebody asks you what is the probability of bad, what will you tell the person? It will be just 25 over what? 500, which will give us what? 0.05. That's the probability that a mango that you pick will be bad. Is that clear? But now they say out of the 500 mango bought in the market, it is found that from experience that 25 will be bad. What is the probability of the mango being what? Good. The one pink being good. What will be the answer now? It's going to be, instead of 25, what will be the remaining? Since 25 is bad, how many will be good? 500 minus 25, is it not? So that's what we have here. We say, since the total based on experience is 500, out of this 25 we are expected to be what? Bad. Therefore, the expected number of good mangoes will be what? 500 minus what? 25. Is that clear? So that you can now say that probability of good mango will now be total of good mango is what? 475. All over total of possible mangoes that we have. 5 what 100. To give us what 0.95. Can you see that? So this is the probability of good mango, whereas this is the probability of what bad mango. And we say that probability must be the total probability of good and bad. If you add it, it must equal to what 1. Is that clear? Your probability ranges from 0 to what 1. So which of this is likely to happen? Is it likely that the mango you pick will be good or bad? Which one? It will be what? Good. Because in a total of 500 mango, you have 475 good and you have only what 25 bad. So if you pick at random, it's likely that you have more to be good, is it not? And that's why the probability of good is what? 0.95. Can you see that? So it's likely that any mango you pick will be what? Good. Because this is approximately 1. This is 0.95. Is that clear? But if you add the probability of the two opposite events happening, it must equate to what? 1. Is that clear? So understanding that whenever you are expected to calculate probability, you must say the required outcome. Is that clear? All over the one that you are doing what? All over the total possible outcome. So let me ask you this. Let's do this. I entered a class. Is that clear? Are you listening to me? I entered a class and there are 50 people in the class. There are how many people in the class? How many people? 50 people. Out of the 50 people, how many out of the 50 people, 30 people are girls. Or let's say out of the 50 people, 40 are girls and the boys are what? 10. Can you see that? Now tell me, what is the probability of me seeing what is the probability of me seeing a girl once I enter the class? Who can tell me what's the probability of me seeing a girl once I enter the class? 40 over what? 50, is it? Why is it 40 over 50? Because the required outcome, the one I require to see is what? Girls, is it not? Yes. And girls is how many? 40. And what is the possible, all of them, possible outcome? 50. Is it not? Yes. Which is the people. So if I multiply it, if I divide through, I will have what? 5 over what? 4. Is it? Yes. This is the probability of me seeing a what? Girl. So what is the probability of me seeing a boy? 10 over. 10 over what? 50. Is that? So if I divide, I will have what? 1 over what? 5. And you can see that this is this is 4 over what? 5. Is it not? So you can see that if you add up the two probability, you have 4 over 5 plus what? 1 over 5, which is what? 1. Because it will be 5 over 5. You see that? So this is how you do it. The one that you're expecting all over the total possible outcome. Is that clear? Is that clear? So which one is more probable that I see whenever I enter the class? Which one? Is it girls or boys? Is it a boy or a girl that is likely that I see when I enter this class? A girl. Why is it a girl? Press this. 4 over 5 will give us what? 0.8. 1 over 5 will give us what? 0.2. So this one has higher probability, is it not? Because it's closer to 1. So it's likely that I see a girl whenever I enter this class. You understand? And it's less likely that I see a what? Boy. Is that clear? So that is what probability is. You understand? Required outcome, number of what? Required outcome all over number of what? Possible outcome. Is that clear? So take note of this. Please click on the subscribe button to subscribe to our channel, like and share this our video. Thank you. See you in subsequent classes where I will be treating more problems on this. Thank you.